Threats for this coming year. Hey everybody, I'm Michael with Asymmetrical Preparedness. Today I'd like to talk about what I foresee going on. Another threat that appears to be out there this upcoming year are the recent events. Sorry, I had to cut this in because I filmed this before those recent events happened. Increased terror attacks. We saw New Orleans, Las Vegas. Now, Las Vegas, you know, was that just a battery? Was that just, was it a plan? I haven't done a bunch of research about it yet, but things like New Orleans and the increased threat of situations like that developing in this country. There's a lot of division right now. There's a lot of anger. There's a lot of turmoil that is boiling up inside this nation and might spill over soon into areas and affect people via what we just saw happening or other style events. There's a lot of things that could happen out there. So with this video, I wanted to talk about a couple of those things, and I wanted to kind of talk about how to prepare for that. We're not really covering that much in this video because we've covered that before. But recent events we've seen, we know that we are susceptible to that. We know that foreign and domestic agents and or provocateurs are in this country, and they wish to do us harm. They wish to disrupt our way of life. They wish to instill fear in us. So what do we have to do? We have to stay strong. Don't fall into fear, but prepare. Get ready, like I've always said. Prepping is not about fear. It's about peace of mind. This is part of preparedness. The aspect of being able to protect and defend those around you. The fact is, there are threats out there. Are they going to show themselves? Are they going to stay underground? Or is stuff just going to boil up and become a big thing? If it becomes a big thing, people like me, maybe you, there's guys and gals in groups all around this nation preparing and training to have the ability to defend ourselves, our families, our friends, our communities, and our way of life. So let's move on with the video. The inauguration here later this month. By the way, Happy New Year's. That, I feel, will have a lot of civil unrest around that whole situation. Even though it was a statement election, landslide. There are still a lot of people out there that are upset about it. I'm not saying I'm super happy about it, but I'm happier than if it went the other way. So, yeah, anyway. Being ready for that kind of stuff is very important. And I've talked about it in videos before, about having your kit ready, having yourself ready. Biggest thing, of course, having your head on a swivel. Situational awareness is key. If you ever see a situation evolving around you, if you're aware, you'll notice the subtleties as it's building, and you can get the heck out of there. That's what I recommend, just staying away from that stuff. There may come a day and a time when we need to get involved. But in that situation, I feel just stay out of it, unless it evolves into something bigger that we have to get involved in. Before I go any further though, I do want to mention something. I talk a lot about this kind of stuff, the tactical stuff, but if you have the ability to make holes, you also have to have the ability to fill them. Medical is very important. Good IFAK, good med bag, and advanced stuff, yes, definitely. But for long-term care, what do you need? What do you have to make sure you have? Lots of gauze, right? For aftercare. What's another one? Antibiotics. You gotta have antibiotics. Check out my link in the description below for Jace Medical. Antibiotics, they got you covered. Prescribed to you from their doctors. And a whole bunch of other medications. They got deals going on all the time. It's a great company, highly recommend it. You gotta have the ability to fix medical issues as well as protecting yourself and others. That's part of being a sheepdog. That's part of protecting those around you. So that's very important. All right, moving on. I see a big push for us being involved in a global military conflict. World War type thing. Ukraine, Russia, all that stuff going on. Iran, North Korea, China, all that kind of stuff. Now, do I think China's going to attack? No. Why would China attack their largest economic supporter? I mean, we buy all their goods. So I don't think they would ever attack us. Well, not right now. But unless it evolved into some bigger thing and they could jump on the bandwagon of somebody else and everybody come against us type thing. The immediate thing, I think, really is homeland type stuff. Civil unrest, mostly peaceful protests, stuff like that, moving into the year. And I don't know if it'll stop after the inauguration, but I know that there's a high potential for bad stuff to happen and for it maybe to continue. As well as a lot of other things that maybe, maybe they try to stop him coming into office. That could get into a big deal really quick. So these are some things to think about. What do I recommend we do though? Because I don't like talking about problems without talking about solutions. Solutions to those problems are pretty simple. They're the things I've been talking about for almost 7 years here on YouTube. Getting yourself prepared. All the stuff that comes with prepping, as well as getting your tactical gear squared away. If you're the kind of person that's going to be involved tactically, not everybody's going to be, of course, because you've got to be of the proper age, the proper fitness, the proper mindset, the proper setup, and the proper training. So right now, I feel it is just as important as ever, if not more important, to get groups formed. Groups of like-minded people. Train together, hang out together, socialize together, build yourself a strong network of support. That's very important. A lot of people tell me, oh, I should move out of Washington State because it's, gone full on crazy. You're right, it has. And I've almost moved out of here a bunch of times. We've actually had the stuff loaded up in the driveway, ready to go. Something always big happens. And then I'm like, okay, finally, I'm like, all right, I understand. I'm supposed to be here for some reason. I guess somebody has to stay and fight. But in my current situation with the people around me, the people I know, my mutual assistance group, my tribe, my friends, you couldn't get me to leave this state because we're in a really good situation. Now, is it going to ensure our survival? No, it's not. But I'll tell you what, I'm not going to leave what I have here, all this awesomeness and all these awesome people, and go somewhere where I don't know anybody. That would be dumb. I'd be the outsider, and it would take me a while to build rapport and build trust and stuff like that with those people. So, build community. Even if it's just friendships, close-knit friendships, you can gather together if the time arises. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I love you guys, and blessings to you and yours.